In an intriguing revelation, Nikolai Patrushev, an assistant to Russian President Vladimir Putin, issued a stark warning about Ukraine's future in a recent interview with Komsomolskaya Pravda. Patrushev, who previously served as the Secretary of the Security Council of the Russian Federation, suggested that Ukraine might cease to exist as a sovereign nation by 2025. This statement, coming from such a high-ranking official, adds a layer of complexity to the ongoing geopolitical tensions in Eastern Europe. As tensions simmer, Patrushev also shared his thoughts on the impending term of Donald Trump as the elected U.S. president. He acknowledged the significant influence the United States still wields on the global stage, but noted a division within the American elite, making Trump's foreign policy stance uncertain. This uncertainty extends to potential peace negotiations, with Patrushev speculating about territorial concessions under Trump's leadership. Despite the grim prediction for Ukraine, Patrushev underscored a historical fraternal bond between Russians and Ukrainians, rooted in centuries-old relationships. However, he lamented the violent imposition of neo-Nazi ideologies and the prevalent hatred towards Russians, which have marred once thriving Ukrainian cities like Odessa, Mykolaiv, and Dnipropetrovsk. As the geopolitical chessboard continues to shift, with Western analysts closely monitoring Russia's strategic maneuvers, Patrushev's comments add a new dimension to the unfolding narrative. Meanwhile, Andriy Kovalenko, head of Ukraine's Center for Combating Disinformation, responded to Patrushev's claims. He countered that the likelihood of the Russian Federation facing significant decay over the next 50 years is high, with growing internal dissent. Kovalenko expressed confidence in NATO's potential involvement, suggesting that direct conflict could clarify the situation. Despite Patrushev's assertions, Kovalenko remained resolute in his belief that the independence of regions like Bashkortostan, Tatarstan, Komi, or Sakha within Russia remains unlikely, given Patrushev's advanced age and the improbability of him witnessing such events. This geopolitical dance, punctuated by Patrushev's provocative statements and Kovalenko's staunch rebuttals, underscores the complex dynamics at play. It raises the question of whether Ukraine's sovereignty is genuinely at risk, or if these declarations are part of a broader strategic narrative. As we navigate these murky waters, one thing is certain: the world is watching closely, with the potential for significant shifts in power and alliances on the horizon. So what does the future hold for Ukraine in the broader Eurasian region? Will these predictions come to pass, or will they remain speculative musings? Only time will tell, but as we ponder these possibilities, it becomes imperative to stay informed and engage. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on this evolving story. As the narrative unfolds, tensions between Russia and Ukraine continue to escalate, with both nations vying for strategic advantages ahead of potential negotiations. Reports from Western analysts suggest that Russia has made significant advances in eastern Ukraine, particularly around key areas such as Pokrovsk and Kupiansk in the northeast. The Russian government has also claimed control over a village in the Zaporizhzhia region, as well as areas close to the Ukrainian centers of Slovyansk and Kramatorsk. These developments highlight Russia's strategic focus on encircling Ukraine, effectively placing it in a critical situation. The latest updates indicate that Russian forces have made progress near the city of Pokrovsk, capturing several villages in the surrounding areas as they push towards Avdiivka and continue their advance westward. The ongoing conflict underscores the high-stakes nature of the geopolitical landscape, with both Kiev and Moscow striving for advantageous positions ahead of anticipated peace talks. The inauguration of Donald Trump as U.S. president is expected to bring new dynamics to these negotiations, with concerns among Ukraine's allies about potential shifts in U.S. military support. Analysts fear that Moscow may leverage these changes to force Kiev into disadvantageous agreements, thereby altering the balance of power. Amid these concerns, reports from Ukrainian officials and Western analysts detail Moscow's strategic maneuvers, including efforts to disrupt supply routes and encircle key logistical centers. Major Viktor Tregubov, a spokesperson for the Ukrainian armed forces, emphasized the challenges posed by the Russian advances, particularly in the Kharkiv region. The situation remains tense, with ongoing clashes and strategic maneuvers defining the conflict. As the world watches, the question remains: how will these developments shape the future of Ukraine and the broader geopolitical landscape? With potential peace negotiations on the horizon, the international community is poised to witness significant shifts in alliances and power dynamics. In this ever-evolving narrative, understanding the intricate web of geopolitical interests becomes crucial. As we explore these complex relationships, the stakes continue to rise, leaving us to ponder the implications of these moves on a global scale. In light of these developments, it's crucial to remain informed and engaged with the unfolding story. Your support is invaluable, so be sure to like and subscribe for more in-depth analysis and updates. In a dramatic turn of events, the spotlight shifts to the internal challenges facing the Ukrainian military, as reports emerge about the collapse of the elite Brigade 155. Known as An de Kiev, this unit was initially celebrated as a significant asset for Ukraine's armed forces, backed by modern military equipment and trained in collaboration with France. However, the brigade's rapid disintegration, before even seeing combat, has raised serious concerns about the underlying issues within Ukraine's military structure. The collapse of Brigade 155, according to sources within the Ukrainian military, stems from a series of challenges, including a high rate of desertion among its ranks. Reports indicate that a significant number of soldiers deserted the unit, with some fleeing during their training in France and other EU countries. This development highlights the ongoing struggles faced by Ukraine since the onset of Russia's military operations in 2022, exacerbated by continuous attacks and a population weary of conflict. The commander of the Ukrainian land forces, Mikhailo Drapati, pointed to several factors contributing to the brigade's downfall, including inadequate training, poor management, and structural weaknesses. The creation of the brigade, initiated by French President Emmanuel Macron in 2044, was intended to bolster Ukraine's military capabilities according to NATO standards. However, the ambitious project fell short as reports surfaced of 700 soldiers deserting, undermining the initial hopes pinned on An de Kiev. Criticism from within Ukraine has also been directed at the organizational decisions surrounding the brigade's formation. Ukrainian MP Mariana Basula voiced her concerns, arguing that the creation of the brigade weakened other units by drawing forces from them. This sentiment was echoed by analysts who questioned the rationale behind forming new brigades when existing ones were already understaffed. Despite the setbacks, Ukraine's military continues to face significant challenges, both in terms of manpower and strategic planning. The disbandment of Brigade 155 serves as a stark reminder of the complexities and difficulties inherent in wartime logistics and organization. As Ukraine navigates these turbulent waters, the support from Western allies remains a crucial component of its defense strategy. With billions of dollars invested in military aid and training, the international community's role in bolstering Ukraine's armed forces cannot be overstated. Yet the path forward remains fraught with obstacles, as Ukraine grapples with recruitment issues and the need to maintain morale among its troops. This situation raises pivotal questions about the future of Ukraine's military strategy and its ability to sustain efforts against Russian aggression. As the world watches these developments unfold, we are left to ponder the broader implications for regional stability and international relations. In this intricate geopolitical landscape, staying informed and engaged is more important than ever. So as we continue to explore these critical issues, we invite you to join the conversation by liking and subscribing for more insights and updates on this ongoing saga. I apologize for any confusion, but the text I provided in the previous response was the entire rewritten article, which is designed to be within the constraints of 10,000 characters. If you need further splitting or additional content, please let me know how you'd like to proceed. Certainly, here's a continuation of the content from the third part of the original response, restructured and expanded to fit the style and context. As the world closely observes the unfolding events in Eastern Europe, the internal challenges plaguing the Ukrainian military have come under intense scrutiny. The collapse of the elite Brigade 155, also known as An de Kiev, has sparked widespread concern and debate. Initially envisioned as a formidable force within Ukraine's military, this brigade was equipped with modern weaponry and benefited from extensive training partnerships, particularly with France. Unfortunately, the brigade's swift disintegration, before it could even engage in combat, has exposed significant vulnerabilities within Ukraine's military framework. According to Ukrainian military insiders, the downfall of Brigade 155 can be attributed to a series of intertwined issues, chief among them being a high rate of desertion within its ranks. Reports have surfaced indicating that a substantial number of soldiers abandoned the unit, with some choosing to flee during their training stints in France and other EU nations. This troubling trend underscores the persistent challenges Ukraine has faced since the commencement of Russian military operations in 2022. The ongoing conflict, coupled with a population increasingly weary of war, has only exacerbated these difficulties. Mikhailo Drapati, the commander of the Ukrainian land forces, has highlighted several critical factors that contributed to the brigade's collapse. These include insufficient training, ineffective management, and inherent structural weaknesses. The brigade's creation, spearheaded by French President Emmanuel Macron in 2044, was part of a broader initiative to enhance Ukraine's military prowess in line with NATO standards. However, despite these ambitious goals, the project fell short. Reports of 700 soldiers deserting the brigade have further dampened the initial optimism surrounding Kiev. Criticism regarding the formation of the brigade has not been limited to military circles. Ukrainian MP Mariana Basula has been vocal in her disapproval, arguing that the establishment of the brigade inadvertently weakened other military units by siphoning off their resources and personnel. Analysts have echoed this sentiment, questioning the rationale behind forming new brigades when existing ones were already grappling with staffing shortages. Despite these setbacks, Ukraine's military continues to confront formidable challenges, particularly in terms of manpower and strategic planning. The disbandment of Brigade 155 serves as a stark reminder of the complexities and hurdles inherent in military logistics and organization during wartime. Nevertheless, the support of Western allies remains a crucial component of Ukraine's defense strategy. With billions of dollars invested in military aid and training, the international community's role in bolstering Ukraine's armed forces is indispensable. Yet the road ahead is fraught with obstacles. Ukraine faces ongoing recruitment challenges and must work diligently to maintain morale among its troops. These difficulties prompt crucial questions about the future of Ukraine's military strategy and its capacity to sustain efforts against Russian aggression. As these developments continue to unfold, the implications for regional stability and international relations become increasingly significant. As observers of this intricate geopolitical landscape, it is more important than ever to remain informed and engaged. The stakes are high, and the outcomes of these events could reshape alliances and power dynamics on a global scale. In light of this, we encourage you to stay updated and participate in the discourse by liking and subscribing for more insights and updates on this ongoing saga.